All right, Blades Brown, welcome to professional golf.
Let's go.
How's the journey?
It's been good. You know, it's been a step up from junior golf and amateur golf, but overall I'm really liking it.
Yeah, and you have been part of our next team for a couple of years. You've worked with our next reps. Tell me about how it's been working with the team at Callaway at Next, and now you're transitioning into our tour team. What is it like working with all these resources at Callaway?
Well, I mean, you know, it's so nice being able to send, you know, either Johnny Thompson or whether it's Zach Smith or all the other guys up on the Callaway Next program, sending them, hey, you know, I need a couple dozen balls, can you send them to me? And just having those resources have really been able to just make me feel confident. And, you know, when you have the best equipment in the world, it's hard to not have fun on the golf course. So.
All right, so now we're in Elite. Last year you were in AI Smoke Triple Diamond. Tell me about what you found with Elite versus last year.
Well, dude, I love free ball speed. And as soon as I switched to this head, I gained like 3-4 miles of ball speed right out the gate. With my 3-wood, I was sitting at like 160 ball speed. I think I clocked one at 174 ball speed
with
the other day. With the 3-wood, yeah. So just being able to, like I said before, free ball speed, dude, sign me up.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Well, show me some. I want to see some of this ball speed you've been talking about.
See, I'm rocking at 72 right now, but. All right, Johnny, you want a straight, fade, draw? What you want?
I want straight, because I can caddy a straight ball.
I like the way you think.
If Jack gets hurt and I got to come in, I need straight out of you.
Let's see if we can go straight and 75 ball.
Yeah.
72.
72.
So,
first week as a pro, you come out at Amex. You know, a lot of people were curious as why somebody at your age would bypass college and go straight into the pros. Tell me why you made the decision.
Well, there were a lot of things that I considered whenever turning professional. Because I mean, obviously, like this is now my job essentially. But you know, I still don't really view it as a job because I mean, I get to play golf every single day. There are a lot. I'm so blessed to be able to play golf for a living. Like how awesome is that? I get to play basketball, pickleball, golf, and eat awesome food all the time now. But I mean, it's just been like at Amex, the American Express, which, by the way, dude, on the PGA Tour, the courses are so pure.
Yeah.
La Quinta was great. Got hot one of the days. I thought that was so cool to be able to do that. My pro debut was really special.
And I'm sure, you know, making that cut was a big goal that week, but I don't care. When you made 10 birdies in that second round and posted that 64, I mean, that is such a huge monkey off of a young player's back. To know that he can go out on a PGA Tour golf course and make 10 birdies in a round. Yeah. There's guys that take a long time to get to that point. I loved it. And then I know the next Monday at the qualifier for the Farmers, you're right there in the playoffs. So I know everybody at Callaway has been thrilled with your start. Vedanta, great week there, played 4 rounds. What'd you finish?
I think it's like T33 or so.
I mean, just getting all this experience now at such a young age, I mean, the sky's the limit. We're thrilled, but we're even more thrilled about you watching you hit some drivers. So give us a couple more hits.
Oh, yeah, come on now. Do you think we can get 180 ball speed by the end of this shoot?
We don't have to get there that quick. We can work into it.
I'm starting to feel the sun right now, so.
That was a good flight there. 72.
Just chilling at 72.
So I know you talked about free ball speed. We work very, very hard back in the labs to create this kind of a face that can be as hot as possible off of all points. But the big thing with Elite this year is the 10X face, and it's to control spin. Because you guys, you know, you're really good, but you do also every now and then toe it, heel it, high on the face, low on the face. So this year we've seen a dramatic shift in spin window. So tell me how, when you're on the golf course and you have a driver now that you know has, you know, a very tight high and a very tight low, what does that mean for you?
Well, I think just having spin is a necessity with the driver, because for me, I know once I start getting down to 2,000, 2,100 spin, it's really hard for me to control the ball. So right now I'm chilling at 27, 2,800 spin with a driver, which I know is not like a little, but for me that allows me to control and have a lot of variability and variety of shots. But to me, what I've noticed the most is just like how repetitive and how controllable this driver head is for me.
Yeah.
Like with the AI Smoke, I was able to control. With the Elite, dude, I'm able to control ball flight like crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that's so huge if you're trying to hit fairways on the PGA Tour.
Yeah. I think you made a good point, because there's people at home that, you know, they talk a lot about drivers and, you know, everything's got to be launched at 14 and spun at 2100, but you're out here playing for a living and you're telling me that 26, 27, 28 is like where you live to make that living. I think that's a really good point, because I think those are ideal numbers if you're trying to max out speed, but if you're trying to be the best player you can be, a lot of guys do live in the 24 to 28 range for accuracy. So that's a really good point.
Absolutely.
Fire another one.
Dude, I need to get some of these Callaway tees. These are nice.
Well, guess what? They're free. So all you got to do is ask.
Let's go.
We'll call Zach, tell him to order some
I'll
tees.
Call Zach, yeah. All right, Johnny. Let's see if we can get over 172.
All right,
Nice.
74. So we're creeping up. So for the people at home, they need to understand it is freezing right now, and it's
cold.
pretty early.
It's cold.
So we'll give you some grace there.
Yeah.
You know, the other half of a driver ball flight when you're trying to be the best you can be is the golf ball. So tell me about, with Callaway, where you've been. We're now in the Chrome Tour golf ball. What got you to this point?
Yeah, so when I was with Callaway when I was 13, I'm 17 now. I started playing their golf ball. Dude, the Callaway golf ball, I love it because I'm able to get spin around the greens, and I think it's great because I'm able to maximize my speed off the tee, but then also control my irons with spin, and especially having that variety around the greens is definitely helpful.
So when you're testing golf balls, is it driver first, or are you around the greens first? Do you try to find the ball that fits around the greens first?
I'd say around the greens is kind of where I start, just because, especially U.S. Open and just on the PGA Tour, the greens are so firm and so fast that you have to be able to spin the ball.
Yeah.
If you can't spin the ball, then, you know, it's going to be really, really tough. But just being able to have that versatility and spin is huge whenever choosing a golf ball.
Yeah. All right, one more, and then I need to see some of these 3-woods you've been bragging about.
Yeah, it's been a game changer with my 3-wood, just because I was barely able to get it over 160, 161 ball speed.
Yeah.
And now it's cruising at 170.
Yeah.
Today, I don't know if it's going to be doing that, but.
175, we're warming up. 2,700, nice little tight draw. That'll work.
Oh yeah, babe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's see this 3-wood. All right, so through the fitting process, we're in the triple diamond. Tell me about getting fit for the triple diamond and what you found with it versus like the standard head.
Yeah, so to me, what the biggest thing was this just fit my eye. I have it at -1D, so it's a 14-degree head. But I love hitting this off the tee. I'm able to get height. I'm able to hit it low. The versatility with this club has really been a game changer for me.
Good. Have you noticed any difference off the deck? We've noticed that a lot of guys are finding that low on the face shot is not as
not as penal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've definitely noticed that the mishits are not as, I guess, severe, which, you know, when you're playing for a lot of money, you definitely, and not hitting the center of the face is, you know, definitely not ideal, but to have that, I guess, backboard is so huge, especially with the 3-wood going into par 5.
All right, let's see the speed. Mm-hmm. 166, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. Getting up there.
With the 3-wood, do you look for something that has a different curvature versus the driver? Or do you like it to be very similar and like lateral turn driver to 3-wood?
With the flight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just looking for the thing that I can repeat the most, the thing that feels best in my hands, and what goes the straightest. So for me, this is what this head was able to do.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying about how if you want to kind of have the driver looking like the 3-wood, but for me, I actually couldn't tell you if this, I mean, it kind of looks like my driver, but this is what feels the best for me, and this is what hits fairways. So that's why it's in the back.
Mm-hmm. 65, a little more spin on that one.
Yeah.
So we did notice you got a few extra clubs in the bag. So you show up to a tournament. What's the typical show up on Monday setup look like? And then by the time you get to Thursday, how do you whittle it down to the 14? What are you looking for at those courses?
Yeah, so just firmness and wind, I'd say, are the two that I'm really kind of focusing on Monday, Tuesday. So I go driver, 3-wood, 7-wood. hybrid, and then 4-iron.
Okay.
And what I'm trying to figure out is, because the 7-wood, if you're playing the Genesis Invitational where the greens are super, super, super firm, you know, you're going to want a higher 230, 240 shot that comes in super, super high and lands soft. When I was playing in Puerto Rico, that was total opposite of what was going on, and I need something low. So put the hybrid in the bag, and but just the versatility I think is huge.
Yeah.
7-wood, I can get it up there super, super high if I need to. And then hybrid, I can hit it low. But the versatility is huge when looking for stuff like that.
Yeah, and for the guys at home watching this, I think they'd be surprised to see how many 7-woods are actually in the bags of PGA Tour players.
Yeah.
You know, for a long time, a 7 was thought of, you know, something that like
Yeah.
a hacker would play. But I mean, you guys you're looking for things in the bag to make you better. And in your case, you're talking a 7-wood coming down steeper, landing softer on firmer greens. I mean, I think that's a good point that, you know, 7-woods are even for the best players in the world.
And we have to take that into account, because if we're hitting 2-iron from 280 and it's coming in at 80 feet, you know, on really, really firm greens, that thing's going to skip over the green and you're probably going to make bogey. So those are just all little variabilities and variables that we have to take into account when preparing for a tournament.
Yeah. And have you noticed, like, transitioning into PGA Tour golf versus like junior golf? I mean,
Definitely.
I would assume firmness of greens and speed of greens is probably a little different.
The couple things that I've noticed when just taking a step up to the PGA Tour has been, you got to hit the fairway, because the rough is super, super thick. And then the firmness of the greens are kind of the two things that have changed the most.
Yeah, that's good. Let's see one more. Let's go off the deck here. I want to see you rip one. See if that step sole gets you nice and high on the face.
Ideally, Johnny, this would be about 100 feet in the air.
All right.
Close to 4,000, 3,500 spin. And then just nice and money. Yeah, just like that.
Yep.
Just
You
like
know you're through it.
Just like that.
Right there,
Just
3,900.
Yep.
All right, Blades. Go hold some nice and pretty on Sunday.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Thanks,
bro.
Johnny.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.